Nvidia had a little conference, had a little live conference last night on January the 7th. On Monday, January 6th, Nvidia had a conference talking about the new series, the new 50 series, Nvidia GeForce RTX 5050 series, RTX 50 series Blackwell announcement at CS 2025. See a breakdown of Nvidia's next generation 50 series, the RTX Blackwell family. The next generation RTX 50 series GPU comes loaded with 4,000 AI TOPS, G7 memory, 92 billion transistors, and more to generate the next generation of AI-powered gaming on PC. First off, I don't like the fact that we're doing this whole AI-powered. Like, your AI-powered is like, it's like a hopeful wishful thinking. It's like, this is what we imagine it could be, rather than having a definite answer of what the actual ability, the software, the frame rate, the framework, the whole tech of your actual product can do. Just saying AI, like, you're just that's like smoke and mirrors. But with that being said, let's check it out. And I'm looking to upgrade my GPU right now. Right now, I have a 4060 Ti. It runs great. If anything, I'll upgrade my RAM. I'm at 32 right now. Probably whenever I do upgrade my GPU, I'll upgrade my RAM. I don't need to upgrade my power box. I'm at 80 watts right now. But if I did, I would just go to 100 watts, 120 watts. Upgrade my RAM, and then when I upgrade my GPU, that's about it. But let's see if I would upgrade to a 50 series, or just, ultimately just upgrade to a 4090 and, see. Let's check it out.
GeForce, in a lot of ways, all of this with AI is the house that GeForce built. GeForce enabled AI to reach the masses. And now, AI is coming home to GeForce. There are so many things that you can't do without AI. Let me show you.
We could do everything without AI. We can do everything without AI. We just getting very lazy with our creativity, our damn work. The following footage is rendered in real time. Okay. I think the most exciting and shocking thing about this whole series is that it's coming out this month. 147 DL SS4 full RTR. Standard material 47. What game is this supposed to be? RTX neutral faces. Alright.
All of this with AI is the house
That's
that
a crazy jump.
GeForce enabled AI to reach the masses. And now, AI is coming home to GeForce.
That boy got an anaconda on his back, don't he?
There are so many things that you can't do
that black mamba
without AI. Let me show you some of it now.
Wait, did this just loop? Hello? Yeah, it definitely looped. Okay, let's skip that. How did IGN not clip that and fix it?
No computer graphics researcher, no computer scientist would have told you that it is possible for us to ray trace every single pixel at this point. Ray tracing is a simulation of light. The amount of geometry that you saw was absolutely insane. It would have been impossible without artificial intelligence. There are two fundamental things that we did. We used, of course, programmable shading and ray traced acceleration to produce incredibly beautiful pixels. But then we have artificial intelligence be conditioned, be controlled by that pixel to generate a whole bunch of other pixels. Not only is it able to generate other pixels spatially, because it's aware of what the colors should be, it has been trained on a supercomputer back in Nvidia, and so the neural network that's running on...
Why couldn't you just put that supercomputer that's training the AI in the goddamn 50 series? Like, that's what my whole point with this whole like AI generation thing. You're making you created a technology from another technology to be subservient to a technology you already had. You just said you have a supercomputer that was teaching this AI to pretty much guess and create these frames out of the frames that are already there. So if there's like 30 frames on your screen, you have a supercomputer train an AI program to create 30 more frames to give you a 60 frame image to be cleaner, more texture, more saturation, more shadows, sharpness, etc., and so on and so forth, from 60 to 90 frames, 120, 240, whatever. Why couldn't you just put that supercomputer that's teaching the AI into the 50 series or into the latest, tech of our graphics card or whatever it is? Like, that was my biggest thing with shifting over to PC. If I'm playing on a PC, I should be getting the highest quality out of the output of a video game. What's going on, Tay? We're just talking about these 50 series of this CES conference with this Nvidia. If you have a supercomputer, that should be in my GPU at this state. Like, that's the craziest thing about the state of gaming as far as like next gen and the Unreal Engine. We aren't even scratching the surface of what our GPUs, our PCs, our consoles should even be doing. Like, there are games that are on a PS5 that can't even crack 60 frames, that can't even crack past 45 frames, and we're in next gen gaming. But there's really nothing next gen about gaming right now. Like, how many people out there have a PC? I have a PC and I have a console. I got PS5 and a PC. How many people out there have played a game on a PS5 and then you say, "Oh, I would like to play that on PC." You got a PC, like, "Oh, let me see how clean it can eat, how better the experience can get, how much more smoother the frame rate and just the fluidity of the mechanics can get when I play it on PC." How many people have played a game on PC? You've played that game on PC and it did not run smoothly. It crashed. It had multiple tech issues because, like I said, we have just scratched the surface of next gen gaming. Most games that are made, they're not made to be ran at the highest frame rate that it is. Like I said, most games don't even run at 60 frames. At max, most games, 90+% of games don't even crack past 40 frames. They don't even go past 40 frames. Like, there are only a certain amount of games that, like, almost, they're damn near like platformers that get to that 60 frames and above. Other than that, you're getting a 35 to 40 frames FPS max on every damn game you play. Even when you play on PC. That's why PC games, when you try to port them to PC, they have a lot of bug issues, because as much as they want to port it and say it's PC ready and you get the even more enhancement out of your game, you really can't. Because just think of something like Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk already had problems on the console, right? Because actually Cyberpunk was built off of a actual supercomputer RTX, actual supercomputer. Like, that game was built to introduce ray tracing and that high actual frame rate. But again, 90% of CPUs, GPUs, the RAMs that are in your computer, the RAM, the tech, the CPU that's in your console cannot handle Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk is too advanced for your console and your GPU. That's why you get those frame drops. That's when you get those problems with gaming. Either the game is too overpowered, where it's very rare that the game actually is like built for future console or future gaming, or it's underpowered. 90% of games, 99% of games are underpowered. And to add to it being underpowered, it's underpowered because you have to understand a lot of games still are being built for last gen. They're still being built for the PS4 and the Xbox series. A lot of games are not just next gen based. There are still a lot of people crazy enough to believe it that still have a PS4 and an Xbox. Who is bro talking to? Talking to you and whoever gonna watch this video or whoever watching it now. It's a lot of people who still have a PS4 and Xbox. So when you do that, you have to understand a PS4, Xbox, at most they're getting their console is gonna max out at 30, 35 frames. So when you think of these next gen games, yes, it's debuting on a next gen console, but the people at these development companies are thinking, how can we still get the most out of our product? We have to make it for everybody. Now, it would be selfish if they didn't, but at the same time, the only way games are truly going to advance and tech is going to truly advance, you have to let the old gen, the last gen, die. If you don't have a PC or a PS5 or Xbox Series X or whatever the latest Xbox is, you can't play. But it's not at that point right now because every developer is thinking about every gamer. Because not every gamer cares to have the latest console, the latest GPU, the latest CPU, the latest RAM, or interface, what have you. So that's literally what's going on right now.
The GPU can infer and predict the pixels that we did not render. Not only can we do that, it's called DLSS. The latest generation of DLSS also generates beyond frames. It can predict the future, generating 3 additional frames for every frame that we calculate. What you saw, if we just said 4 frames of what you saw, because we're going to render 1 frame and generate 3, if I said 4 frames at full HD, 4K, that's 33 million pixels or so. Out of that 33 million pixels, we computed only 2. It is an absolute miracle that we can computationally using programmable shaders and our ray tracing engine, to compute 2 million pixels and have AI predict.
How many of y'all actually use your ray tracing if you have a PC?
And as a result, we're able to.
How many people use their VSync?
Incredibly high performance.
Again, half the time when I turn that shit on, it fucks the game up.
It takes, of course, an enormous amount of training.
A lot of these games are not built to be ran at a high performance.
Efficient. So this is one of the incredible capabilities of artificial intelligence, and that's why there's so many amazing things that are happening. We used GeForce to enable artificial intelligence, and now artificial intelligence is revolutionizing GeForce. Everyone, today we're announcing our next generation, the RTX Blackwell family. Let's take a look.
All right. Good.
Is this it? This is it!
I'm looking to upgrade my GPU and my RAM, so it's either gonna be this, depending on the price and how everything looks, or I'm just gonna upgrade to like the highest 40 series. Almost 2 terabytes of memory build. That's fucking crazy. What the top RTX 125 shaders, 92 billion transistors is ridiculous.
Here it is.
It's even smaller than the 4090.
GeForce RTX 50 series, Blackwell architecture. The GPU is just a beast. 92 billion transistors, 4,000 tops, 4 petaflops of AI.
Petaflops.
3 times higher than the last generation Ada. And we need all of it to generate those pixels that I showed you. 380 ray tracing teraflops so that we could, for the pixels that we have to compute the most beautiful image you possibly can. And of course, 125 shader teraflops. There's actually a concurrent shader teraflops as well as an integer unit of equal performance. So 2 dual shaders. One is for floating point, one is for integer. G7 memory from Micron, 1.8 terabytes per second, twice the performance of our last generation. And we now have the ability to intermix AI workloads with computer graphics workloads. And one of the
Again, what's so crazy about all that, about all this memory bandwidth, the 2 times of the last series was they pretty much just say like this is 2 times better than the 4090. Again, I want them to name how many actual games are going to actually be realistically able to compute all that. And I will give you the number of how many games you will actually be able to play at that high frame rate, and it is 0. If you tried to run any of these games at that highest frame rate on every high setting, it wouldn't work. Because at the end of the day, the game itself was not built to be ran that high. You have to have a platform next gen RTX based game. If it's not that, then it doesn't matter about how strong your graphics card is. If the game is that's like you playing Mario Kart with a 5090. Like you got a 5090 to play Mario Kart. It doesn't matter how good your graphics card. There's only so far you can push. Mario Kart. There's only so many frames you're gonna get out of Mario Kart, and that is literally the reality with every game out there. Like I said, there is a handful of games that are 60 frames per second, but majority of games don't go past 45, don't go past 40, and even more don't go past 30. So,
with computer graphics workloads. And one of the amazing things about this generation is the program.
You know what these type of things are good for? If you do like 3D modeling, 3D rendering, architectural stuff like that, that takes a lot of RAM, a lot of actual frames, because you have to be very detailed. This type of tech is good for that, like coding, manufacturing, digital manufacturing, digital architect, digital coding, digital actual graphing. That's what these type of cars with this type of power, if it's so-called, if this is legit, that's what these type of products are for. If you are just a typical gamer, streamer, and you just want the best product, that's up to you. But if you're just a typical gamer who just wants a product you know is going to be able to handle every game you put at it, you can go to any place right now and you can go pick you up a 40 series and you're good. You're good. 40 series get you 32 gigs of RAM, and call it a day. Call it a day. Literally.
Shader is
like the people who want or need a 5090 is like the highest GPU is a very small group of people. Because even a lot of people who even have games, who like are full-time streamers or gamers, they don't need a 4090, but it's the best. It's the best. So it's like I might as well have it. I can afford it. Might as well have the 4090, the best product. That if it is the so-called best product, the proclaimed best product. So why not have it?
Also able to now process neural networks. So the shader is able to carry these neural networks, and as a result, we invented neural texture compression and neural material shading. As a result of that, you get these amazingly beautiful images that are only possible because we use AIs to learn the texture, learn the compression algorithm, and as a result, get extraordinary.
How about instead of having AI learn it, how about you use your freaking eyes and look at how the textures or something go? Just take your time. I know it's gonna take some years to do every detail on a tissue that's on a table in a Vietnamese war field. But it's okay. Just take your time. If it take 3, 4, 5, 6 years until you gotta put out the 60 series, whatever, the 6070, the 60 series RTX 60 white whale, green whale, whatever you want to call it, buckwheat series, that's fine. That's fine. I don't know the time gap of when the 30 series came out to the 40 series, but whatever. Like, just take your time. It's gonna be somebody who cares enough to sit there and literally do every pixel on a Kleenex to make it look as real as possible. And the craziest thing is, it's some technology from remember how good NBA Live 07 looked? Remember the sweat physics? Where the fuck did that tech go? I feel like they might have buried them. Whoever created those original sweat physics for NBA Live 07, I feel like they might have literally assassinated them motherfucker. Whatever happened to that? We saw that for that time and it just disappeared. NBA Live 07 was one of the most realistic games ever. When you looked at that mocap, bro, that sweat, the jersey fucking flowing, the goddamn bicep, the leg, motherfucker would grunt. You see the goddamn nasal flare. What happened to the people who developed that shit? That was over 15 years ago. 07, over 15 years ago. And it's games now that got motherfucking sweat looking like rocks, looking like fucking looking like paint droppings on people's face now. And that was over 15 years ago that the NBA Live 07 looked that good. It's some games from 10 years ago were ahead of the curve. Where the hell are those people at?
Results. Okay, so this is the brand new RTX Blackwell 5090. Now, even the mechanical design is a miracle. Look at this, it's got 2 fans. This whole graphics card is just one giant fan. You know, so the question is, where's the graphics card? Is it literally this big? The voltage regulated design is state-of-the-art, incredible design. The engineering team did a great job. So here it is. Thank you.
2 fans. The 4090 only has 1 fan.
Okay, so
2 fans is great for a good
so how
build.
does it compare? Well, this is RTX 4090. I know many of you have one.
I don't. I got a 4060 Ti. Does me well.
Look, it's $1,599. It is one of the best investments you could possibly make.
I'm not spending $2,000
for
bucks on a damn graphics card.
You bring it home to your $10,000 PC entertainment.
How much was your PC build
right?
total? My PC build total,
Don't tell
we'll
me
just
that's
round it
not
out
true.
to 2,500.
Don't be ashamed. It's liquid cooled.
I don't do the liquid
Fancy
cooler.
lights all over it.
I got 3 lights.
You lock it when you leave.
Front fans. Well, there's some color in the inside with the GPU.
It's the modern home theater. It makes perfect sense. And now for $1,599, you get to upgrade that and turbocharge the living daylights out of it. Well, now with the Blackwell family, RTX 5070, 4090 performance at 5.
Hey, yo, $600? $600? Yo, I need to be on the lookout for when these things release off of Best Buy or Nvidia. I don't know. I guess I'll go to what do I go to? GeForce.com. Wherever you go to order these. $600? At most, so that's like maybe $580, $20 tax. $549 for a 4090. Hey, I'm with that.
49.
That'll sell them out real quick.
Impossible without artificial intelligence. Impossible without the 4 tops.
That's see then that right there. That AI, that's my only thing. It's like, are we truly getting? That's my only thing, because like the 4090, the actual 4090, didn't have that whole AI generated like pitch to it. This 50 series does. So it's like, are we truly getting 4090 performance out of that, or are you boofing the numbers by saying it's AI generated frames?
4 teraops of AI tensor cores. Impossible without the G7 memories. Okay, so 5070, 4090 performance, $549, and here's the whole family. Starting from 5070 all the way up to 5090. 5090, twice the performance of a 4090.
Available starting January. All right, so we got the RTX 5090, 2000 expected. You gonna spend probably what, 2100? That 5090 gonna run you 2100. So that's 2 bands for that 5090. 5080 gonna run you about 1100. The 5070, let's just say 800. And then that the 5070 Ti, let's just say 800. The 5070, 549. And the 5070 is supposed to be pretty much a 4090. Now, as far as for me with upgrading, that's my thing. But again, with this AI thing, I don't know, are those the frame rates going to literally be more if you get the 5070 that is pretty much supposed to be a 4090, or would you be better off getting the 5070 Ti? You know, to me, I always think about it. Once I pass $700, I spent $1,000. I mean, once I pass 650, I have spent $1,000. So if I get a 5070 Ti, to me, I just spent $1,000, and I will have to spend $1,000 anyway because I have to upgrade my RAM. So this is the good question. Which one would y'all get here? The 5070 Ti, and comment down below what's your actual build right now. Do you have a 4090, a 30 series? I mean, do you have a 40 series, a 30 series? Comment down below. Like, are you running Intel, AMD? What's your build looking like?
Starting, of course, we're producing at very large scale, availability starting January. Well, it is incredible, but we managed to put these in gigantic performance GPUs into a laptop. This is a 5070 laptop for $1,299.
So it's a MacBook.
This 5070 laptop has a 4090 performance. I think there's one here somewhere. Let me show you this. This is look at this thing. Here. There's only so many pockets. Ladies and gentlemen, Janine Paul.
I don't know who that is, but hey, Janine.
So can you imagine? You get this incredible graphics card here, Blackwell. We're going to shrink it and put it in there. Does that make any sense? Well, you can't do that without artificial intelligence. And the reason for that is because we're generating most of the pixels using our tensor cores.
Yeah, see that right there. Keywords, we're generating most of them. So it's like, how many of the actual frames are just off the raw graphics card? How many are off the raw graphics card? If the AI is generating most of them, that means more than 70% of the frame rate is going to be AI generated. So that means unless you turn on the ray tracing, the DLSS, and what else? I think it's just the ray tracing and DLSS 4. Unless you turn all that on, excuse me. Unless you turn all that on, how much of these frames are we getting? If 70 and we 30 make 100, I'm gonna just say we getting 30 frames. Like, how much are we really getting with this?
So we ray trace only the pixels we need, and we generate using artificial intelligence all of the other pixels we have. As a result,
see, like, why? Why are you ray tracing what we need and then AI generating the rest. Why don't you ray trace and create all the ones we need? We need everyone. That's the point of getting the most powerful GPU, the most upgraded console. We want the highest quality image, the highest quality tech, mechanics, fluidity, sharpness, contrast, background, shadows, all that. Why can't you just take your time and build that? I understand it would probably take a long time. But again, if gaming can't even keep up with it, the games that are actually produced can't even keep up with what you're doing right now, what is the point of you putting out this product, but yet it's being inflated by AI generated frames? How much, like, if we're only getting 30% of the actual product from the raw actual GPU, 70% of it, I'm just speculating that number because he said most of it is AI. So I'm just going by most is over 50%, which for me is at least 65 or 70%. So 30% of that is off the raw GPU. 70% of it is just creating what it thinks something looks like based off of, that supercomputer that they have at wherever this is being programmed at. But it's like, you have to have that's almost saying, like, you have to have everything at max setting, ray tracing on, DLSS4 turned on to get these escalated, maximized settings. But how many people play on max settings? Not many. You know why? Because most games cannot handle it. How many times I gotta reiterate this? And everyone knows this, just from trying to play games that are ported to PC. Cyberpunk. That motherfucker had at least 15,000 updates, and it's still clunky if you try to put that mug on max settings in certain parts. Because most 99.9% of games are not next gen. They're not built to be ran at the max setting to be pushed to the limit. They're built to be either be ran at the 30 frame for the old gen or 60 frames for the new gen. And that's where that shit stops. Once you start adding ray tracing, VSync, DLSS4, all of that, the game starts stuttering, glitching, like at some point. It's never just a completely smooth ride.
The energy efficiency is just off the charts. The future of computer graphics is neural rendering, the fusion of artificial intelligence and computer graphics. And what's really amazing is, oh, here we go. Thank you. This is a surprisingly kinetic keynote. And what's really amazing is the family of GPUs we're going to put in here. And so the 5090 will fit into a laptop.
My man, I'm just going to get a MacBook. You know Macs exist, right? What would be the point of me getting it? If I have a PC, again, maybe someone who wants to do their 3D, their architectural, all that rendering off a laptop, take it from the laptop, put it on the PC. Other than that, there's no point to ever have this. There isn't.
A thin laptop. That last laptop was 14.9 millimeters. You got a 5080, 5070 Ti, and 5070. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, the RTX Blackwell family.
So yeah, in conclusion, like I said, what are we really paying for if most of it is AI generated? You're giving us the pixels we need and then letting the AI give us the rest of the pixels that we want. But I don't know about you, I need every freaking pixel that the game has. If you can't just give me that off the raw tech, then is it really that advanced? Because it seems like a shortcut. It seems like a lazy way to say, oh, we don't feel like actually creating an actual next gen product. A+ for the pricing of it though. if you do get the performance of a 4090 and a 5070 for only $600, when you just saw 4090 is originally $2,000 or 1,500, $2,000, whatever. That's a steal for anybody looking to upgrade. Come this January, February, who's ready to upgrade their build and been debating: do I get a new 40? Do I get a 4080, 4090? But again, I'm like, I don't know if I would get a 50 series because of the AI part, because it may be inflated numbers. I mean, from just using my brain, it's inflated numbers. It might just be smarter to actually just get a 4090 when they do go on sale, because when this does drop, the 4090 will go down at least a couple $100. I don't know. You may be able to find somebody selling theirs because they're upgrading, but it's like I'm not too keen on buying used tech, especially for PC parts. I'm not too keen on doing that, especially I know about computers, but I don't know about every single part of a piece of a connector for a PC build to know, like, oh, if this is looking like this and this is fine to be ran for 10 more years. I would just rather buy new and not worry about it. I mean, I built my own PC. Uh, I wouldn't be worried about like that, but it's like to be able to look at it from the inside out and go, okay, this is a great working part. It'll be fine if it's used, but it's like, do you get that 5070 if you want a 4090, or do you just get a 4090? I don't know, but let me know what you guys think. Are you going to get the 50 series, or are you thinking of just upgrading to a 40 or 30, whatever have you? Again, comment down below you guys' builds. Are you Intel, AMD? What GPUs are you running? You guys also want to send me a message. Actually, send me like photos of your actual message me on Discord, or you can message me on my Twitter or my Instagram, TikTok. I want to see your actual like setup. So send me your setups. We have like a little community like setup, or community like PC build like war or something like that. Like, who has the best setup, who has the best build, you know what I mean? So yeah, also Sunny, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that best notify when I do go live, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.